Hello students, today we are going to learn statistics. What is this statistics and how we are going to use in our lifestyle. For example, we know certain practical issues. Suppose a match is there between India and England, cricket match. So what are the data to analyze? Who is going to win? Who is going to lose? What is the probability? All these things, statistics is a subject which deals with. It also deals with, suppose, how many car accidents are there in a country? How to prevent them? What are the things leading to accidents? Everything comes under statistics subject. It also says in the exam how people are going to perform. So you have a data. Suppose some statistics says a person getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning daily and sleeping at 11 o'clock in the night, the probability of success is more than 95%. And there is a 5% probability for the other group also. Statistics, these are all statistics, proven statistics. How you are getting charged and how you are getting utilized your charge during the daytime, how active you are, all depends on your successful. So there are people who wakes up late also get successful, but the statistics says the early you get up, the more success in the life. These are all basic statistics, and there are many variations depending on individual performance. So let us see our basic statistics. We'll start with this. We'll start with mean, mode, median first. We'll understand them. At a later stage, we'll go for other higher statistical tools. Okay. This is a chapter, statistics. So statistics is basically we are going to learn in this mean, mode, medians. Okay. So first we'll understand what is mean. Mean is nothing but average of the data given. Mean is what? It's an average. Suppose there are X1, suppose this is a mark sheet. X1 marks are by F1 students, X2 marks by F2 students, say 30 marks by 5 students, 35 marks by 10 students, 90 marks by 3 students. If that is the data given, if we add all marks into number of students of each marks, then we'll add total number of persons, we'll get average of the data. So what is the average marks of the section? What is the average marks of the class of a school? We'll get from this mean. So we can understand where the school is lying. If the average is 30%, that is below average. If the average is beyond 60%, it's very high standard. So like that, we can understand and for the school. Suppose you see this. This is marks 30, xi, this is x is marks. And yf is students, number of students. So 30 marks got 10 students, 40 marks got 12 students, 15 students got 50 marks, 20, 60, like that, 5, 80 marks. So what is the average of the school performed? So if we do it, f into x, so 30 into 10, 300, like that, 80 into 5, 400. If we add all these things, we are getting 3830, and if we divide by number of students, what is the number of students? If we add all the students, 10 plus 12, 22, 37, 57, 67, 72. 72 is the number of students. So sigma fi xi by sigma fi. Sigma fi means capital M, number of students. If fi xi means each student into number of marks. So total is 53. So the school got average marks of 53. Slightly above average. Good. Slightly above average. So let us see another example. Let us find the mean by a direct method. Let us see this data. How the mean is calculated for this data. Suppose there is a class interval given 10 marks to 25, 2 people got the marks. 25 to 40, 3 people got the marks. 40 to 50, 7 people got the marks. 55 to 70, 70 instead of individual. Suppose when I say 30, 10 students have got, it's not possible that all 30 will get 30. All 10 will get 30. They may get from 20 to 25, 30, like that. So that is given, a range is given. Instead of single mark, we are taking up a range, a 15 mark range. 25 to 40 is a 15 mark range, 15 mark range, 15 mark, 15 mark, total 100. So it's 10 to 25, we are assuming minimum 10 marks people have got. Less than 10, 0 got. Less than 10, we'll say 0 persons got. So 10 to 100 is the marks range we have given here. These are the number of students we got. What is the average of this? Suppose some student got 40 marks. So whether we'll put in this category or we'll put in this category, because both are having 40 here. So it is a nomenclature, it should be put in the higher class. Should be in the higher class. What is given? If a student gets marks in boundary, say 40, it will be taken to class 40 to 50 and not to class 30 to 40 or 25 to 40. If someone got 55, you will put in the this category, not in this category. So it's a nomenclature. So let us see this. So now we have number of students is the frequency F. You put number of students. This is the class. So what is the mid of the class? We assume average of the class. This marks, we assume each person got average, because it is not given whether these 2 persons, 1 person got 12, another person got 24, we don't know. So we take average. How we get average? Lower plus upper by 2. So 35 by 2 is 17.5. This is 65 by 2, 32.5. Like that, we get the average. Lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. This is the average. So this is we call xi. This is this is x1. I means I is 1 to n. xi, x1, x2, xn. So this is fi. f1, f2, f3, f4. So this is xi. Because I cannot multiply 2 with 10 or 2 with 25. I have to multiply with the average of this class. So that is a 10 plus 25 by 2. So we got the average and we multiply xi f5. What is that we are getting? 1860. When we are adding all the three, 17.52 is 35. 32.53, 97.5. 7 into 47.5, 33. 6 into 92.5, 555. When we add, we get 1860. So what is the mean? 1860 divided by 30. Sigma fi xi by sigma fi. Sigma fi xi by sigma fi. So sigma fi x, this is fi xi individually, fi into xi. So this is sigma fi xi. This is sum. This flow is sum. Sigma fi xi. So 1860 by sigma fi is 30. We add all the students, 30. So average is 62. So it is very difficult to do multiplication of this range. 2 into 17.5, 6 into 62.5, we need a lot of calculation. So to reduce this calculation, there are two simple methods are given. To reduce this multiplication, there are two simple recipes are given. Suppose I assume this average is around 47.5. It can be 62.5 also, but let us assume 47.5. So I have taken, instead of xi, I have taken a di, that xi minus 47.5. di is xi minus 47.5. So when I do minus 30, minus 15, 0, 47.5 minus 47.5, 0, 15, 30. So it has become a simple integers. Instead of fractions, now we got a simple integers. So now I multiply with fi into di. fi into di. This is fi into di. So when I multiply, 32s are 60, 15 3s are 45, 7 zeros are 0, 56 are 90, 36 are 180, 6 45s. 6 5s are 30, 6 4s are 27, 270. So the multiplication is slightly easier than this multiplication. So when we add sigma fi di, I am getting 435. So again, sigma fi di by sigma fi. I get average. What is the average formula? A plus h into fi di. This is for this. Okay. Average for di portion. A plus sigma fi di by sigma fi. So A is what? A is what we have assumed first. We have assumed 47.5. So we have reduced from all. This is A. So 47.5 plus 435 divided by 30 will become 62. So we got same 62 here. We got same 62 here. But here it is a simpler calculation. Simpler calculation. Instead of di, we can further reduce to ui. What is ui? Ui is this by some factor h. Di by h. Let di is x1 minus 47.5 by, let us say, 10. So this becomes, instead of 30, it becomes only 3. It is 1.5, 1.5, 3, 4.5, slightly small figures. So 3 2s are how much? 6. 3 1.5s are 4.5. So it is a smaller multiplication, further smaller multiplication. Here a major xi is a major multiplication. Then FIDI is a smaller multiplication. Then FIUI is a further small multiplication by 10. We have given by 10. So when I put FIUI, I am getting 43 points. See here 435 FIDI, and I am putting by 10. Means I automatically get 43. I need not do again all these things. Once I get 435, if I define UA as divided by 10, DI by 10, that means I already almost I will getting 43.5. This by 10. So what is the formula for this? A plus whatever division we have made. Here we have made with division 10. So 10 into 43.5 by 30. Basically it is what? 10 into 43.5 becomes 435. This is 435. So here I am reducing it by another 10. Normally we don't do this. We directly do FIUI. We don't do DI. We just directly put this x minus UI will put here. Xi minus some A divided by 10. So directly we'll come to this 10 and we'll do this. So in that case, by 10 will become multiplication of this. 10 into 43.5 plus 47. A is 47.5. So we get again 62. This is called direct method. Sigma Fi Xi by sigma Fi is called direct method, and these two are indirect methods or assumed mean method. If suppose in exam we have been asked to do assumed mean method, you can do FIDI or FIUI. Okay. Let us see one more example. See number of oranges, 10 to 14, 15. These are sold. Number of baskets. Fruit vendors are selling oranges kept in a packing basket. These baskets contain varying number of oranges. The following was the distribution of oranges. So up 10 to 14 oranges in a basket, there are 15 baskets. There are 110 baskets between this range. 135 baskets, 20 to 24 oranges are there in the basket. 115 and 25 baskets are 30 to 34. So we are asking what is the mean of this data. Again, number of baskets is the frequency. We put number, and this is the class. We put the class here. Class means some range. This frequency belongs to this range. So what is the average of this? This is 12. 10 plus 14 by 2 is 12. Like that 17, 22, 27, 32. Because 30, 34, 31, 32 is the average of 30, 34. If I do 2 minus here, add 2 here, 32 to 32, that means 32 is the average. So we need not do plus and do divided by 2. We can take out 1 from here, add here. 29 minus 1, 28. 25 plus 1, 26. 28 minus 1, 27. 26 plus 1, 27. So 27, 27. So the average is 27. If you see the number line, what is the between 25 29 on x-axis? It is 27. So 2 from 25 and 2 from 29 equidistance is 27. So let us not do addition and do by 2. Let us simply by observing. If it is even, 10 to 14 even, so 2 we have to add. If it is odd, you have to add 2.5. Suppose 10 to 15, you have to add 2.5. So 12.5. like that. We have to do with i's. Also start doing this exercise. These things will come very fast. Now xi into fi. Xi is 12. Xi is not 10 to 14. 10 to 14 is the range. So this range we have converted to xi, 12, in between, average. So xi fi and sigma xi fi is 8925. So when I do sigma xi fi by 400, I am getting 22.31. That is the average. There is no minus here. It is 22.31. Now let us say other methods. Let us say UI method. What is UI? Xi minus 22 divided by 10. So xi is how much? We have xi is 12. So 12 minus 22 is minus 20 by 10 is minus 2. 12 minus 22 is minus 10. Minus 10 by 10 is minus 1. This is again 17 minus 22 is minus 5 by 10 is minus 0.5. 22 minus 22 0. 27 minus 22 5 by 10 0.5. 32 minus 10 22 10. 10 by 10 1. So the issue is reduced to minus 1 to 1. Minus 1 minus half 0 plus half 1. This is what UI. Now I found out fi ui. Fi ui means what is fi? F is fixed. For all these cases f is fixed. So I am only changing either xi or di or ui. Here I am taking average as 22 because this is a center figure. Why I am taking 22 here? Xi minus 22 because 22 is the center figure, so that I will distribute my range between minus 1 to plus 1. I can take this also a. I can take xi ai, this also 12 also I can take, but I will get more and more figures. 2, here I will get plus 0.5, plus 1, plus 1.5, plus 2, like that I will get. Anyway, but this is the standard practice. You take 22. You center one. So fi ui minus 1 into 15. So minus 15. Half into 110 minus 55. 0. 115 into half 57.5. 25 ones are 25. So if I add fi ui, I am getting 12.5. So what is the formula? Is a plus h into sigma fi ui by n. A is what we have reduced in the initially 22. So 22 plus h is by 10. I have divided this by 10. 10 into sigma fi ui is 12.5 by 400. So answer is 22.31. Both are same. You will do fi di also, it will be same. So let us say di is xi minus 22. So minus 10, 5, 0, 5, 10. In fact, ui is more complicated. We can complete the work at di itself because multiplication with 10 is easy. Multiplication with 5 is easy. It is both same. If I multiply with 5 or multiply with 0.5, both are same. 0.5, if I understand this as a divided by 2, it is easy for me. I can divide by 2, 55. But if I have to multiply with 0.5, I put find first. 5 zeros are 0, 5 ones are 5, 5 ones are 5. It is same as 5. So it is better to do di. Di itself is a faster method. Instead of going for this by 10 or something. So di is minus 10, 5. So fi di is how much? This is fi into di. 10 into 15 minus 150, 110 minus 550, 0. This is plus 575. This is 25 tens are 250. So total is 125. So 125 by 400 sigma f. Sigma f is common in all. This 125 difference has come over 400 student, 400 oranges. Let us add 400 baskets. These are all baskets, 400 baskets. So I put 22 plus what is the difference? Above 22, how much is the average? So this is 22.31 is the average. Suppose if I get minus here, because some are minus, that means my assumption 22 is more than the average. So it gets minus here. So I may get around 20. That is the average. So this plus or minus over about 22 will be given by these two sums. If it is plus, I will get. If it is minus also, if it is sum is minus, I will get less than 22 my average. So I have to reduce it. So in this case, I am getting plus. Okay. Now you see here another problem. Here I am getting minus. So my assumed average is reduced by that extent. Reduced by that extent. Let us see the figure. This is SOT in ppm. ppm means parts per million parts. Million means around 10 lakhs. 1 part in 10 lakhs. That is the pollution of sulfur dioxide in atmosphere. 0.0 to 004, 00 to 004, 4. 4 readings were between this range. 9 readings between this range. 9 readings between this range. 2, 4, 2. So this is my FI. 4, 9, 2, 2 is this is my class. So what is the center of this class? 0.02, 0.06, 0.1, 0.14, 0.18, 0.22. This is my mid of the class. So now FI XI. This is my FI XI. 4 into 0.02 is 0.08, 96 are 0.54, 91s are 0.9, 240s are 28, 418s are 7.72, 22s are 0.44. See, since the multiplication, since my number is less than 10, if my number is less than 10, let us forget about these processes. Let us do XIFI, easy for me, because this is more complicated for this. Suppose if the number is in the range of this 110, 130, 225, 342, like that, then I have to go for this FIUA or FIDI method. Something out of the FIXI, one have to bring it to less than 10. Here FI is already less than 10, no problem. Here DI is also less than 10, but it's still in the points. So that is why in this case, let me do only FIXI. So sum of FIXI is these 5 sum up to this line sum. So 4 plus 2, 6, 14, 23, 27, 35. Again 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 8, 14, 14, 23, 27 should come 35. So maybe some other point is there, that is why it is getting 2.96. Some third point also, decimal is there, so it's getting this. So xi means sigma fi xi by n. So this by 30 is equal to 0.0987. So this is the ppm. So we can deal with zeros, we can deal with numbers, we can deal with any large quantity by this method. Suppose now I put xi minus 0.1, I have taken as average. A as 0.1. So xi minus 0.1. So I get here minus 0.8, 0.04, 04, 08, 12. So again I multiply with FI DI. This is FI DI. I get minus 0.04. So when my AI I have taken as 0.1. So 0.1 plus into minus 0.04 by 30. This is FI DI. So I'm getting minus here. 0.09 is less than 0.1. So 0.0987, same as this. So here I am getting minus. So whatever I can assume 0.14 also, I'll get more minus here. I can assume 0.18, more minus here. So finally the value will come to my average, this value. Similarly, what is UI I have assumed by 10? So 0.08 by 10, 0.02, it is further complicated the issue. It has further complicated the issue. So I need not do by 10 here. 0.8 is simpler than 0.08. Isn't it? Yeah. FI 0.2 is simpler than 0.8. 0.2 is simpler than 0.8. So it is always better to keep, you have to see the data and you have to choose which method we have to proceed. Okay. Now let us understand more. Let us understand more. What we have understood mean as the average of the data. Mean of the data. What is mode? Mode is that value among the observations which occurs most frequently. What is the maximum frequency? What is the value that has maximum frequency? Suppose, let us take this example. Suppose a bowler took 10 in 10 cricket matches, he has taken these many wickets. This many, first match 2, second match 6, third match 4, fourth match 5th, like that. So in which is the number of wickets he has taken maximum? 6 is the maximum number of wickets in a match, but this is not. What is mode here is 6 wickets he has taken only in one match. But if you see 2 has taken in 3 matches. 2 wickets in 3 matches. Again 3 wickets in 2 matches. Some match this is 0 also. So what is the maximum frequency here? So 2 wickets is the maximum frequency. Even though number of wickets 6 is more, but mode this is only a extreme variation. 0 is an extreme variation. If we add 0 plus 6, average will come. Average may come to around 2 or 3. What is the average? Let us say 8, 12, 17, 19, 20, 23, 25, 28. So average is around 3 it is coming, 2.8 wickets per match. But what mode says? Mode says since he has taken more 2s, more matches, 2s in more matches, so answer is 2. So he is likely to take maximum of 2 wickets in a frequency. This is the frequency attributed to that bowler. So this bowler can take 2 wickets in the match. This is the standard. If regularly he takes 3 wickets, so there are 10 threes. The frequency is 10. So this is that mode is 10. Then average is also 10. 3 by 10 is also 3. They will be equal. So let us see. So for an ungrouped, this is an ungrouped data. For ungrouped data, you have to first which number occurred maximum. Here 2 appeared 3 times and 3 appeared 2 times. So mode of the data is 2. So for a group of data, this is a group of data 10 to 25, 25 to 40, 40 to 45, because the data is in groups. It is not attributed to 2 or 10, 10, 20, 30 like that. So for this group of data, this is the formula for mode. This is the formula for mode. Let us see the problem and we'll apply the formula. So here, what is the frequency maximum? 7 is the frequency maximum. That means the mode value is in the 40 to 55. If it is suppose single value, say it is given 45. This is 17.5. This is some 32.5. This is 47.5. So it's given 47.5. In that case, I will say mode of this data is 47.5. But here it is not given a simple data. It is given 40 to 55. Range is given. So the mode is in between 40 to 55. Here 2 is not the mode. 2 is the mode because frequency, this is number 3. 2 appeared 3 times. So 3 is not the mode. Frequency is not the mode. The number of wickets taken is the mode. 2, 2, 2. So here also this comes between 40 to, whether it is 40, 41, 42, how we know? It can be between 40 to 55. So it can be 40 also, it can be 55 also. So for that reason, this appropriation is done. What is L? L starts from 40. 40 plus. L is lower boundary of the model class. First, I have to identify the model class from the frequency. From the model class, what is the lower frequency? Lower boundary is 40. Because the value is between 40 to 55. So L is the lower boundary of the model class. Plus F1. F1 is what? 7. This is the model frequency 7. Maximum frequency. F1 minus F0. This is 3. F1 is model frequency. So now for model frequency, you have 2 frequencies both sides. 2 frequencies. So the value between 40 and 55 depends on these 2 frequencies also. So 7 minus 3 by 2 into 7 minus 3 plus 7 minus 6. So 7 minus 3 is 7 minus 3. 7 is model frequency, 3 is the previous frequency by 7 minus 3 plus 7 minus F2. Instead of 2 sevens, I write 2 into 7. 2 into 7 minus 3 minus 6. See, let us remember, there is no negative here because we are choosing F1 which is maximum. So there won't be any negative here. 2 into F1 is definitely more than F4 and F2 because F1 is maximum figure. So it's always positive. So 2 into 7 minus 3 minus 6. What is 3? 3 is previous frequency. What is 6? Is the next frequency. So that it is coming to 52. So the value is 40 to 55. Value becomes 52. We could identify a figure here. Let us see the formula. Into H. Into H. Here is given H. H is what? H is the range. 40 to 50. 15 is the range. So suppose if this factor is 1, suppose F1, all three are same. This is also 7, this is also 7. Then what will happen? This is 7, this is 7. So 7 minus 7, 0. Everything 0. It won't be. That means it will not. It will be lower boundary. It will simply lower boundary. But let us see. Formula. L is the lower boundary. F1 is the model frequency. H is the class width. Size of the model class width. Class width is 15 here. Class width H. Because out of 15, how much I have to add to lower boundary? For 40, how much I have to add? 15 I have to add, 10 I have to add, 9 I have to add, 2 I have to add. That comes from this fraction. This fraction depends on lower frequency and upper frequency, and the relation between these three depends on the fraction where I stand. So F1 is the frequency of the model class, F2 is the previous frequency preceding the model class, F2 is the frequency of the class succeeding the model class. So F1, F0, F2. Let us say F0, F1, F2. Okay. It can be written as model class lower boundary plus width of the model class into F of the model class minus F of the previous class divided by 2 into F of the model class minus F of the previous class minus F of the successive class. P is previous, S is successive, M is model. So with these subscriptions, we can land between LM and HM. HM is width here, but otherwise upper model is 55. Between 40 to 55, I have to land the value. Okay. Next, let us see another data we are finding, model class. See, the problem is big, but what is given is 200 families of a village. Monthly expenditure. What is the find mode of this? Find the model monthly expenditure and also mean. So let us find model. What is the frequency maximum here? If you see 40 is the maximum. So this is the model class. So the value starts from 1500 to in between. This is so 1500 plus the gap is 500. 500 into, let us find this fraction. 40 minus 24 divided by 40 minus 24 plus 40 minus 33. 40 minus 24 divided by 2 into 40 minus 24 minus 33. So the fraction comes to 1847. 1847. Let us find mean of this data. Let us find mean of. So the model class of this group is 1847. Let us find the mean. So now we have this is frequency 24 to 7. So this is a number frequency, and this is the class. So from Xi I will get average. So this is 1250 is the average, 1750, 2250, like that I get 4750 is the average, because 4500, 5000 in between average is 4750. Otherwise you have to add it both. If you add how much it becomes 9500. 9595 by 2, 47.5. So 4750. So XI FI is very large here. 24 into 1250, 40 into 70, it is very difficult. Let us do xi by xdi, let us find out. I am assuming A as 2750 because the center term is the center term. I can assume 3250 also, but we are assuming 2750. Both can be assumed. So A is 2750. Then this is becoming a multiplicable factor. So this is 15, 10, 5, 5, 10, 15, 15 with 2 zeros each. Easy to multiply. So sigma Fi di. What is Fi di? 15 fours are 60, 15 twos are 30 plus 6, 36, 36,000. 3 zeros. Similarly, this is 40,000. This is 5 threes are 15 plus 1, 16,500. So it is easy for me to multiply. So what I am getting? Minus I am getting. I am getting minus 17,500 is the sum of the Fi di. So my assumed is 2750. So answer is 2750 minus 17,500 by Fi. Sigma Fi is 200. So if I do this minus, I'll get 2662. If I do Fi Xi also, I'm getting 2662, but it's difficult for me to do this multiplication, addition, or division. Division is easy, okay, 0.2, 2 zeros, 2 zeros is cancelled, divided by 2 is easy, but this multiplication is slightly difficult. So Fi di is sufficient. I need not go up to Ui. I need not go up to Ui. Ui, what is happening? I am dividing by 100. These 2 zeros are going out. So 7 minus 175, it will become minus 175. Because this is divided by 100. Here anyway I am multiplying with 100. So I will get same as Fi di. So plus or minus A plus or minus Fi di by n will give me the average. To 2662 is average. Now what is this two data telling us? 1847 is one data of the mode, 2662 is other data. That means average of expenditure of the village per person or per family is 2662. But maximum number of families are consuming 1850. Maximum families. Maybe out of 200, 100 persons are consuming 1847. How 1847? Between this 40 people are consuming 1847 per month. This is the maximum people are consuming. But on average, the village spends on 2,600. Somebody is spending more, somebody is spending less. Okay. Now we'll see another example of mode. This is the data given. A student noted number of cars passing through a spot on a road for 100 periods, each of 3 minutes, and summarized this in the table. So between 3 minutes, each of 3 minutes. So 3 minutes he observed 10 cars are going. Another he observed 10 to 20 cars, 14 times. Frequency is there. This is the number of cars, 100 periods. So if you add all this sum, it will be 100. 14, 7, 21, 34, 46, 66, 75, 75 plus 10. Again somewhere mistake. 15, 18, 23, 34, 54, 64, 66, 69, 79, 83, 93, 100. So total there are 100 readings he has done. 3 minutes into 100 periods, around 300 minutes he has done the readings. 300 minutes around by 60, around 5 hours he took the readings. So these are the number of cars in each period they are passing through the road. Now what is the mode of the data? Now what is maximum here? Frequency maximum is 20. So this is the class. So lower boundary 40 plus range 10 into 20 minus 12 divided by 20 minus 12 plus 20 minus 11, or 2 into 20 minus 12 minus 11. So lower boundary plus width into frequency of model frequency minus previous one divided by 2 into model frequency minus previous one minus the successive one. So 40 plus 10 into 20 minus 12 divided by 2 into 20 minus 12 minus 11. The answer is 44.7. So this is the mode data. See, the answer should come between this. It cannot cross this. Cannot cross this. Should come in between, because this is my model class. Maximum frequency is here. Okay. Let us continue the statistics. Out of mean, mode, median, we have so far covered mean and mode, which are slightly easy. Mode is only basically formula. L plus H into F minus FO by 2F minus FO minus F2. This is a mode. It's a formula. And mean, you know, sigma xi fi by sigma fi. And to simplify, we use sigma fi di or sigma fi ui. And with this A. So we'll add A plus sigma fi ui by sigma fi into H is the mean. Now, slightly complicated is median. Let us understand median. Out of these three, median is slightly complicated, but let us understand median. What this median gives? It gives a central tendency, which is the middlemost observation in the data. See, mode is the which is having maximum frequency data. If you see mode here, maximum frequency is 20, between 40 to 50. It is almost in the middle zone only. 30 to 40, 40 to 50 is in the slightly middle zone, slightly on the right side. But if you see here, mode is in the second zone. These are all higher zones, 5,000, 4,000, they are all less. But mode is on the second zone. So it is not giving a central tendency. It is giving what? Maximum frequency. What are the families using maximum amounts? What is the family? So number of families using maximum, this is the amount. This is the mode. But median it gives us central tendency. Let us say for an ungrouped data. For an ungrouped data, if n is odd, so n plus 1 by 2 is the centralmost reading. N is the frequency. Suppose C 77 or 27. 27 means what? 28 by 2. 14 is the midpoint of this 27. 1 to 27, central point is 14. So that is that value of frequency at which the data is there, that is median. If n is even, then you have to take the average of 14th and 15th. Suppose 28th is n. 28 by 2 is 14 and that next is 15. So average of 14 and 15 we have to take. So this is the simple ungrouped data. Let us see this one. This is a ungrouped. Grouped means this is a range. This is a ungrouped data. Grouped is a range data. Let us see this example. Marks obtained in a class 20, 29, 28, 33, 42, different marks. And these are the students. What is the median of the data? What is the central tendency? All the students leading to which marks? This is also one of the measure of average, but we are taking in terms of mean. So how many students are there? Number of students 100. That means reading of 50th plus 51st average. 50th and 51st average. So what is the 50th reading? 20. Let us arrange in a ascending order. The median, first we have to arrange the data in ascending order. So 20, what is the next one is? 25. What is the next one? 28. What is the next one? 29. Like that. So 20 is 6. 25 is 20. So 20 plus 6, 26. 28 is 24. 26 plus 24, 50. So 50th reading is 28 and 51st reading is 29. So what is the 50th reading? 6 students 20, next 20 students 25, next 24 students 28 marks. So the 50th student marks is 28th, and 51st student is 29. So the median of this data is 28.5. Average of these two. as you have seen here, n by 2 plus n plus 2 by 2, because n is even. So we have to arrange first in ascending order, then add cumulative, then we have to go back. Otherwise, we are supposed to do in what way? This is rough method. What we have done is a rough method, but this is a systematic method. So up to 6, marks up to 20, 6 persons got. Marks up to 25, another 20 added, 20 plus 6, 26. Marks up to 28, 50. Marks up to 29, 78. Like that, we are going on adding. So what is marks up 29? Is 28 plus 50, 78. Marks up to next is 33. So plus 15. 78 plus 15, 93. 93 plus 4, 97 is marks up to 38. Now finally, the marks up to 42 is plus 2, 40. Plus 2, 97 plus 2, 99. And we have 43 class. First is only one person. 43 marks is one person. The total is 100 students. So we have to first we have to go marks up to. That means what? Marks obtained less than 20 is how much? 6. Less than 25, 26. Less than 28, less than 43, 100. Like this. So if you add this cumulative 6 plus 26, 6, 26. This is the cumulative itself. 50, 78, 93, 97, 99, 100. So I want a 50th reading and 51st reading. So these two. 50th reading is 28, 51st reading is 29. So we got average. Note, if the class has no common boundary, the class range has to be modified for median purpose. Suppose if the range is 10 to 19, 20 to 29, 30 to 39, like that given, that means what? This has to be expanded. 10 to 19 to be written as 9.5 to 19.5. 20 to 20 to be written as 19.5 to 29.5. So like that, we have to have some overlap between the ranges. Lower range, upper range, next range you should have some common figure. Earlier cases we have seen it is already given as a common figure. See 1500, 2000. It starts with 2000. It is not starting with 2001. So if it starts with 2001, then we have to do 2000.5, 2000.5. Both have to superimpose. So we have to, when we are grouping, we have to see this for median purposes. Here class width is taken as 10, 10, 10. Because 19.5 minus 9.5 is 10. Like that. So this is one noting to be done. So this is the process. First you have to write in ascending order. This has to be rearranged in ascending order. Then you have to do the cumulatives so that we will get some 50 range. Finally, n by 2 have to arrive at. N is 100, have to arrive at 50th and 51st reading. So what is the 50th and 51st reading? Unless I do cumulative, I will not be getting 50th. Suppose here it comes 52. Suppose here it comes 52. That means what? 50th and 51st reading are itself 28. The average is also 28. So since they are coming in the next phase, I am doing an average. Okay, you go to next example. The following frequency distribution gives monthly consumption of electricity of 68 consumers. Find mean, median, mode for the data. First we will find median, then we will go for other data. So this is overlapping 85, 85. So I need not change any class here. So what is the total number? 68. So I am looking at a reading of 34 and 35. I'm looking at reading of 34 and 35. So what is 34th reading? 65. Then this one 4 plus 5, 9. 9 plus 13, 22. This is 22 plus 20, 42. 22 plus 20, 42. So my reading 34th and 35th is between 125 to 145. So this is the class. This is, if it is single reading, if it is only 125 given, I can simply write it as 125. But it is given as a range. Again, I have to start from at what fraction in between is my median is lying. So 125 plus what is the total is 42. So n by up to this is 42. What is n by 2? N by 2 is 34. So 42 minus 34. If you come here, This is 34. 125 plus range is 20. Range is 20. So 20 into 34 minus what is cumulative up to previous one? Up to 22. So 13 plus 5, 18 plus 4, 22 is the cumulative up to this point. Then comes my this cumulative. So 22 up to this point. So 34 minus 22 divided by what is the frequency of this class? 20. What I'm actually doing here? This is the class width. 20 is the class width. So I want in between some reading. So this 20 I am doing with a fraction. Suppose if my total number is in place of 68, suppose if it is 84, then what is 84 by 2 is 42. 84 by 2 is 42. That means what I am getting here? 125 plus 20 into this is 84 by 2, 42. 42 minus 22, 20. 20 by 20, 1. So I am getting full width, 170, 145, the upper range. If my total cumulative is up to this last figure, then 42, then I am getting 145. But it is not 42. Now it is what my figure is 34. N by 2 is 34. So how much is more than the earlier one? Earlier it is, we have 22 cumulative. 4 plus 9 plus 13, 22. So this is 10 more. 34 is 12 more. In fact, this is up to 22. This is 34, 12 more. So 12 by 20 into 10 into this 20. 12 by 20 into 20. 20 cancels out. So I get 125 plus 12, that is 137. So what is the formula? Lower boundary plus width of the 6, because this width is to multiplied by a fraction, so that my answer is in between lower boundary and upper boundary of this median class. This is the median class. This divided by what? N by 2 is 34. N by 2 minus cumulative frequency up to previous one. What is this? CFL, cumulative frequency of lower. So this is cumulative frequency is 22. So when I simplified, I got 137. Understood? So why I had to do up to cumulative frequency? Because I want 34th reading. If up to cumulative, it is 22 only. If I add this, it is 22 plus 20, 42. But I want a reading of 34. So 34 minus this by 20. Or 34 minus this by 42 minus this. Both are same. 42 minus cumulative up to this. 42 minus 22 is 20, or this class. So I am dividing this 25 by 20 into whatever excess I am getting up to previous reference, I am converting into a fraction. Let us see the mode. You understood the median? How the median is found? We have to find N by 2 reading. And N by 2 reading is how much more than cumulative to up to previous reading, divided by this range, divided by 20 into that excess frequency. We have to get a median value. So let us see mode. What is maximum here? Maximum is 20. So this is the mode class. This is the mode. Again, it's the formula. 25 plus 20 minus 13 divided by 20 minus 13 plus 20 minus 14. So mode 125 plus 20 into 20 minus 13 by 2 into 20 minus 13 minus 14. This is the formula. So we got 135.76. Then let us mean sigma fi xi by sigma fi. Sigma fi is 68. Fi xi. What is xi here? 65 plus 85. What is the in between gap? 75 is the xi. Here 95 is xi. Here 115 xi. So if I do 75 into 4, 95 into 5, 115 into 13, 135 into 20, 155 into 14, 175 into 8, 195 into 4. This is fi xi. Why the xi? Xi is the mid value of this. Median is not the mid value of this. Median is how much cumulative frequency is excess divided by 20. n by 2 minus cumulative up to this. Excess is only up to this, it is 22. Now I need a 34th reading. So I need 12th reading, but here there are 20 in the frequency. So 12 by 20 into 25 is its range. So median, but xi is average of this. So 75 into 4. So if I add and simplify, I'm getting 137.05. You see here in this particular case, this is mean is 137, mode is 135, and median is 137, almost same. Why this is same? Because if you see here, it is equally distributed. 20 is center, 14, 13, 8, 5, 4, 3. The distribution is almost equal. 4, 5, 13, 20, 14, 8 is like a umbrella curve. Here it is increasing, here it is decreasing. So it is like an umbrella, almost equally distributed. So that means here mean, mode, median, there is not much variation. But if you see this data, here also not, here also from the main you have almost equal. It won't be much difference. But if you see this data, this is mode. Right side you have many elements, left side you have only 24. So there is a, if I find mean, mode, median for this, lot of variation will be there. Okay, now you see another problem example. 100 surnames, it is found that 1 to 4 surname is 6. Suppose a surname of Josh, Josh, 4 letters, like that 6. Surname of 4 to 7 is 30. Suppose Josh is 4, 4 means I have to put in this place. Ray, R-A-Y, Ray, Roy, Roy is surname, let us say, R-O-Y, Roy, Roy comes in this zone. Josh, Josh comes in this zone, because 4 I will take to this. Joshi, J-O-S-H-I, J-O, it is a 5 coming into this. So like that, there are surnames are distributed into different surnames. So it is found 60, total is 100. So what is the median? So I want 100 means n by 2 is 50th reading. So 36 plus 40, 76. So 36, this is 76 reading is 10. 36 reading is 7. Now I want a reading of 50. So answer is 7 plus the range is 3. 3 into 50 minus 36 by 40. 8.05. Have I got it? The cumulative up to this is how much? 40 plus 30, 76. But I want a reading of 50. So 50 minus 36 is around 40. 50 minus 36 is 14. 14 by 40 into 3. So I get the range in between 7 to 10, which is around 8. So median. Let us find mode. What is the mode class here? Highest frequency 40. So we'll apply the formula 7 plus 3 into 40 minus 30, 10 divided by 40 minus 30 plus 40 minus 60. So it's around 7.88. Let us find mean. So 1 to 4 is the frequency, 6, 30, 40, 16, 4, 4. So what is the xi? Xi is the average of this. 1 to 4 average is 2.5, 3.5, 5.5, 8.5. So the gap is around 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So this is xi. So what is xi of phi? So let us put di is equal to xi minus 8.5. I have taken center term 8.5 as a. So di is 2.5 minus 8.5 is minus 6, minus 3, 0, 3, 6, 9. It is easy. Now it is easy to multiply di into fi. So 6, 6 are 36, 33s are 90. So when I do sum, I am getting minus 80. What is this total sum is? Minus 80. So what is my mean? Mean is ai. A is 8.5. So 8.5 plus, here I have not taken h. There is no h involved. So fi di by fi. So minus 1.18 by 100. So minus 1.18. So 8.5 minus 0.18 is 8.32 average. If I do XI, FI also, 832 by 100 is 8.32. So depending on the data, I can go to this method, I can go to this method, I can go to even HI method. 8. So average is 8.32. Here I have done mean. Mean is have average 1 by 2 into this is 5 into 6, because this is 5 by 2. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 by 2 is its 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 by 2 is its XI. So 5 by 2 into 6. 11 by 2 into 30. 17 by 2 into 40. So I have taken 1 by 2 out. So 5 into 6, 11 into 30, 7 into 40, 23 into 16, 29 into 40, 35 into 4. Because 36 plus 19 is 35. In fact, I have to take average. 35 by 2, I have taken common average. So everything divided by number is 100. So that this way also we can simplify the system. Instead of writing 2.5, I can write this as 5 by 2. It is 11 by 2, 17 by 2. So which I have used here. So you can use this method, you can use this method, you can use this method, depending on my convenience for finding mean. But for mode, there is only one method. L plus F minus F0 by 2F minus F0 minus F into H, width of the class width. Fix. Median also. What is the 50th reading? 50th reading is 14 more than this. So 14 by 40 into 3 plus 7. 14 by 40 into 3 plus 7. So it should come between 7 to 10. So let us see cumulative curves and median. Cumulative curves and median. Let us say this is a class given and this is the frequency. So we can say 5 people are less than 10. So cumulative less than 10. How many are there less than 10? 5 people are there. Less than 20. So 5 plus 3, 8 are there. Less than 30, 8 plus 4, 12 are there. Less than 40, 15 are there. Less than 50, 18 are there. Less than 60, 22 are there. Less than 70, 29. Because I'm just adding 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 4, 12, 12 plus 3, 15, 18, 22, 29, 38, 45 and 53. So if you say at any point of time, this is 80 to 90 is 7. Less than 90 means all together before 90. So less than 90, even 0 is also less than 90, 10 is also less than 90, 20 is also less than 90. So less than 90 means all together. So all together sum is, we got 45. It is less than 100. So this is called less than cumulative curve. If I plot this less than cumulative curve, if you see this is a less than cumulative curve, 0, 0, less than 10, how much? 5 are there. So this is 5 point. This is a frequency. Cumulative frequency. So here 5. Less than 20, you have 12. 8. This is 8 point. Less than 30, you have 12. This is a 12 point. So like that, if you see the points here, 10, 5, 28, 30, 12, 40, 15, 50, 18, 70, 29, 90, 45, 100, 53. So these are the points I have marked. And we draw a curve. Total 53. So 53, what is median? Median is, if it is odd number, so 54 by 2 is 27. Or here it is, since we are having a data, 53 by 2 is 26.5. So if I draw a line at 26.5, as a cumulative frequency is 26.5. So this is the 50% frequency reading. So I am getting a 66.4 is the median. See, up to this, there is no problem. What we are finding, this is the median class. 60 to 70 is the median class. 60 to 70 is the median class. I want what percentage is excess. So up to this is 60. No problem. Then we have 60 to 70 with the percentage. because this is a linear curve. This is the slope is fixed. So linear curve. 0 at x is 0, my reading is 60. X-axis is up to 10, my reading is 70. So, but in between the frequency is more than, how much is more than this? If you see 60, 53 by 2, 26.5. So my cumulative frequency, if I see here between 60 to 70. So 22, 26.5, 4.5 axis. 4.5 by 7. 4.5 by 7. So the fraction, the 10 is divided between 4.5 by 7. If it is 0, if it is 22, it will be 60. It will be 29, it will be 70, but it is 26.5. So this is linearly varying. 60 to 70, linearly varying between 22 to 29, or 7 points leads to 10, and my 4.5 leads to how much? If the 7 points leads to 10 more, my 26.5 is 4.5 leads to how much? So 4.5 by 7 into 10 plus by 60. So it is 66.4. So we got median through curve. Now you see another way also. Let us see the more than cumulative curves. More than 0, how much? More than 0. More than 0 is all will come. All marks are got more than 0, that is 53. More than 10, because less than 10 is 5. More than 10 is 5 less than 53. So 53 minus 5, 48. Less than, more than 20, 48 minus 3, 47. More than 30, minus 4, 41. More than 40, minus 3, 38. More than 50, minus 3, 35. Like that you draw a more than curve. Here you observe, in less than, we start with 10, upper boundary. What is less than 0? Less than 0 is 0. So it is irrelevant. 0, 0 is the origin point. It is irrelevant. So less than 100 is relevant. Less than 100, we have some people got between 90 to 100. So less than 90 and less than 100 are different figures. But less than 0 is 0. So that is why less than cumulative curve starts from upper boundary. Now if you see the more than cumulative curve, is there a figure that more than 100? Can there be a figure of more than 100? More than 100 is 0. So 100, 0, 100, you see, when it comes to more than 100, it becomes 0. This line is more than 10, more than 0, more than 10, more than 20, more than 30, more than 90. More than 90 is this many people. More than 100 will be 0. So this is irrelevant. So whenever we draw more than, we draw from more than 0. So if I put more than 10, first figure is more, let us say like this, I put more than 10. That means what? This is lost. This 5 data will be not available. So I have to put more than when I start curve with lower boundary, and less than I have to start with curve upper boundary. While ending less than I need 100, more than I don't need 100. So that is, it is limiting up to 90. So this is more than curve. So more than 0, 53 are there. More than 10, 48, 45. You see 53, 45, 38, 29, 22. 53, 48. Here it is 45, here it is 48. 38, 45. So this is not just you are writing reverse. It is not writing reverse, because depending on the number, this vary. So always remember, don't try to write back. It is always here, because 53 is less than 100. Now I am putting is more than 0, 53. These two will tally, definitely ends will tally. This is less than 10, this less than 0, 0, more than 100, 0. The ends are tallying, but depending on the number, they vary. So you see more than curve. Now you see another example. Here I have drawn both curves. From both the cumulative curves, we can obtain median. Less than curve starts at 10 and ends at 100. More than curve starts at 0 and ends at 90 on x-axis. This we have to remember while drawing this curve. As less than 0 is have no value, more than 100 is 0, so they are not relevant. Now the both intersection gives my median. Here I will get the frequency median and also value xi median. Both I will get. In earlier case, what I have to do? Here I have to match this 26.5. So I have to calculate 53 by 2 is 26.5. Then I have to match what is x-axis reading, xi reading, and write this is the median of the data. But in both the curves, I will get both. This the intersection point will give me fi and xi for median. So let us see how to proceed. This is the data. Annual profits of 30 shops. So more than the data is given in more than type. More than 5, 30 shops are there. There are total 30 shops. Everybody got more than 5% profit or 5 lakhs profit. 10 lakhs profit, 28 got. 15 lakhs, 16 got. 20 lakhs, 14 got. Like that. More than 35 lakhs, 33 got. So if I convert this to the class and this 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35. More than is given. More than means 35 to 40. It is above 30 to 35. So 35 to 40, more than 35 is, I have only 3. So I come from back side. More than 35, 3. More than 30, how much? 7. So 7 minus 3 is 4. So between 30 and 35, there are 4 people, 4 shops. Then more than 25 is 10. More than 25 is 10 shops. That means what? There are 3. See here. 35 to 40, 3. 30 to 40, 7. 7 minus 3, 4. 10 minus 7, 3. 14 minus 4, 4. So more than 20, there are 14. More than 25, there are 10. So between 20 to 25, you have 4 shops. So 20 to 25, 4. So 16 minus 4, 2. So 15 to 20, there are 2 shops. 10 to 15, there are 12 shops. 5 to 10, there are 2 shops. So 0 to 5, nobody, 0. So now I am drawing both the curves. This is more than cumulative frequency. So more than means what? More than 5. See, more than 5, I have 30 shops. So this is the data. 10, I have 28 shops. 15, I have 16 shops. Like that, this curve is going. More than curve. Now this is less than curve. Less than 10, I have 2 shops. Less than 15, I have 14 shops. Less than 20, I have 16 shops. Less than 25, I have 20 shops. Like that, this data goes. How I got? I'm adding this. 2, less than 10, 2. Less than 15, 14. Less than 20, 16. Less than 25, 20. Less than 30, 23. 27, 30. So less than 40, I have 30 shops. So it is the upper limit. Less than is the upper limit. More than is the lower limit. So when these two intersect, I get both. Since there are 30 shops, I know frequency is 15 and my xi is 17.5. So all on a median of this data is 17.5 lakhs per shop. All are centered at this point. This point. So with this we cover median also. Okay, so mean, mode, median are the basics of statistics. Further in the thing we will get standard deviation, variance, and Other factors will come at a later stage, but now mean, mode, median are the basic of statistics. Your standard deviation is based on again same mean. We'll see further that also. Further, let us understand standard deviation and variance. Why standard deviation is required? Because average is not giving a satisfactory conclusion. We have to find how the individual items are spread over average. Suppose 48, 49, 50, 51, 52 and average is 50 is okay. They spread very small, 2 units on both sides. Suppose 0 like that, 0, 20, 50, 70, 90 and again coming to 50. So you should have a factor to decide whether they are spread nearer to this or away from this. So that factor is called standard deviation. Let us see standard deviation and variance. See, an average does not tell the full story. It is not giving a full representation of the manner in which the data is scattering around the average. Scattering means range. A further description is necessary to see how the representation is there. Say same example I said, this is one average 50, this is average 50. Here scattering is less because they are all nearer to 50, 47 to 53. But here it starts from 0 to 100. Sometimes he scores 100 marks, 100 score, sometimes will be duck out. So this type of, this gives more uncertainty of a batsman. If a batsman is playing like this with an average 50, at least we can assume that around 50 will get runs from this batsman. So more stable, more reliable. So like that, the average is one factor and the spreading is another factor. So we are going to study about this spread. We can study in 3 ways. One is range, one is variance, another is standard deviation. What is range? Suppose if you see range is 0 to 100. What is range here? 47 to 53. So largest value minus smallest value is the range. Here range is 100, here range is around 6. Okay. Let us see an example here. Same thing for the range. This is the given. What is the smallest figure here? Smallest is 36. What is the largest? 73. So for a range of a ungrouped data is 73 minus 36, that is 37. So this is the range. Now what is the range for the following data? Smallest value is 30, largest value is 150. So the range is 120. So that way the range gives over a correct some picture about how this is spread over 50. If the average is 50 and the range is 100, that means it is widespread. If the average is 50 and the range is 6, so 6 by 50 is in the points. 100 by 50 is 2. That means more variation. So range is one of the factors which gives us the spreading over the average. Let us see standard deviation. How a standard deviation is defined? Suppose there are n is the frequency, total frequency. N is total, sigma fi. N is nothing but sigma fi. So xi minus x bar whole square divided by n is called variance. Xi is individual item, x bar is average. Sigma fi xi by n is x bar. This is x bar. I'll write here x average whole square. It is called sigma square. This is variance. Suppose if I spread it here, sigma xi square plus sigma x average square minus 2xi into x bar sigma. So if you see
sigma xi by n is x bar. Sigma xi by n is, here frequency all are 111. Let us assume xi frequency is 111. So it is ungrouped data. We are talking of a ungrouped data. For example, like this. This ungrouped data. I mean, there is no class interval available. There is no frequency here. It is only the data. One match scored 60, another match 70, one match 62, one match 38, one match 47, all individual matches. 111. Frequency is 111. So in such a group, if you see sigma xi by n is nothing but x bar, so x bar into x bar is 2x bar square. So sigma xi square by n minus 2x bar square plus x bar square. Here sigma 1 is n. X bar is fixed. X bar is not varying. So I have taken out x bar outside. So 1 sigma 1 to n is equal to n. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus n, n. N get cancelled out. It becomes x bar square. So minus 2x bar square plus x bar square will give minus x bar square. So the variance is, the formula is sigma xi square by n minus x bar square. Both are same. Sigma xi minus x bar whole square by n is also same. Sigma xi square by n minus x bar square, both are same formula. Because this is easier for us to apply. Because I have to find out xi square, I have to find out xi by n x bar square, and one time I can do the calculation. Here each time xi minus x bar I have to write, and I have to do square of that. So both formulas are okay. This is variation, variance. It's called is variance. Okay. Now let us see, standard deviation is defined as root of variance. So sigma square will convert to sigma. Sigma square will become sigma, and we have to do root of this. So now let us see a data for frequency associated data. So we have f1, x1, f2, x2, like that. We have frequency associated with the data. In that case, the variation is defined as f1 into xi minus x bar whole square by n. So again, if we expand, how we are getting sigma fi xi square by n, fi xi square by n minus x bar square. Same way. Only instead of xi square, I am getting fi into xi square. Sigma fi into xi square by n minus x bar square. So you can use this formula, or I can use this formula for variation. So x bar is equal to sigma fi xi by n. We have already done the average, mean, mode, median. We have done this. So sigma fi is n. What is n? N is sigma all frequencies together is n. So fi xi square by n is, we are getting frequency. And what is standard deviation? Is sigma root of variation. So what is xi here? When I write xi, xi is the midpoint of the class. And a frequency associated data given with class, xi is the midpoint. So we'll do some exercise so that we'll understand these formulas and apply. These things also will come into picture. Suppose in place of xi, the calculation is very high. So I take an average A. Xi minus A is replaced by dA. So in that case, what I am observing, sigma d square is equal to sigma x square. Sigma d square is equal to sigma x square. That means that even though if I shift to the origin, the variance is not changing. Variance is not changing. Sigma d square is equal to sigma x square. So I can reduce my calculations. In place of xi, I can xi minus some mid term, mid value, so that I'll get di. Now we have done by h also in mean method. Ui is defined as xi minus a divided by h. In such case, sigma x square is equal to h square sigma u square. So we'll find sigma u and we'll multiply with h square. This is h. So h square u square, h square into sigma u square will give us sigma x square. Whereas sigma u is of x1 minus a by h, x2 minus a by h, x3 minus a by h. This is u1, u2, u3, u4. Then we'll substitute in u square, fi u square by m sigma n minus u bar square. So let us see some examples so that we can understand this formula for an ungrouped data. So it's given, this is the ungrouped data. There is no frequency here. Frequency is 1 for this type of equation. This is the example. Now you see, xi is given. When we add total xi, it is 126. This is xi. And frequency is 111. Let us assume. So the total is 126. How many numbers are there? 7 are there. So what is my x bar? X bar is equal to 126 by 7. That is 80. So when I draw here xi minus x bar, what I am getting? 9 minus 18 is minus 9, minus 6, minus 3, 0, 3. It is simple. So I need not go for dA or ui. So I can straight away whole square it. Xi minus x bar whole square. 80. See, if you see, whatever minus are here, in the whole square it becomes plus. Because minus 9 whole square is plus 81. Minus 6. That is the difference between average and standard deviation. In standard deviation, all minuses will be converted to plus. In mean, this is mean. X bar is, if I add, what I am doing in mean, I am adding all this. So minus and plus gets cancel out. I will get an average. But I do not know how much it is spread over. So for spreading over, I am converting all minuses into plus. So if I do the squares and add, I am getting 252. So if I apply my formula, sigma xi minus x bar whole square by sigma n. N is 7. So xi minus x bar whole square is equal to 252 by 7. That is 36. That is variance. What is my standard deviation? Root of variance. That is 6. So let us see the other formula also. Sigma xi square by n minus x bar square. Xi square by n. That means 9 square plus 12 square plus 15 square plus 18 square plus 21 square plus 24 square plus 27 square. This is sigma xi square, which is around 2520. Divided by n is 7 minus x bar is 18. So 18 square. 18 to the power of 2. So when I do this method also, I am getting 36 as my variance. Same as this. But here my calculations are more because I have to do these squares, 27 square, 24 square, even though I know up to 30 square, but this is a bigger calculation, which is converted to a smaller calculation by assuming some x bar. X bar here is 80. So xi minus x bar. Here it is like this, xi minus a. Here in a is x bar in this case. But I can assume anything. So I'm getting a standard deviation with simple calculations and simple squares so that I can come to an answer. So this is nothing but standard deviation when xi minus x bar whole square. This is sigma x square. When I say here sigma x square, because I have not converted it to d, I have not converted it to u. This is u, this is d, which is not converted here directly we have done. So this is sigma x square. We'll see another example. Let us see a frequency data. This is frequency, this is xi, scores. A die is rolled 30 times and the following distribution is obtained. Following distribution is obtained. So, now what is x here? 1, 2, 6. Die is having 6 possibilities. It can come 1, it can come 2, it can 3, 4, 5, 6 only. So, how many times each has come? 1 has appeared 2 times, 2 has appeared 6 times, 3 has appeared 2 times. Like that, we got, see, maximum 5 has appeared. So whenever we bet on this die, the probability of 5 is more. Probability of 5 is 10 by 30. That is 1 by 3. 1/3 is the probability. Otherwise, it's supposed to be 1 by 6. But it is not a fair die. It is not a fair die. It is a biased die. First bias to 5, second bias to 2, third bias to 6. Against bias to 1 and against bias to 3. Anyway, this is what we have seen earlier in the probability problems. Now we'll come down. So I put 1 to 6. I put the frequency. What is the total frequency? 30 is already given 30 here. 30 times. I'm only cross checking whether sum is 30 or not. So it is 30. So f into x. F into x square. So what is my formula? Sigma f into x square by n minus x bar square. How I get x bar? X bar equal to sigma fi xi by n. 120 by 30, that is equal to 4. So I have to do both. Fx I have to do, f into x square also I have to do. What is x square? 1 square is 1 into 2, 2. 4 into 6, 24. 9 into 2, 18. 16 into 5, 80. 25 into 10, 250. 36 into 5, 180. It is simply we can do by face. So we need not apply for UI or DI. The calculation is direct. So I can do this calculation. Sum is 554. So sigma fi xi square by n is equal to 554 by 30 minus x bar square. X bar is 4. 4 square is 16. So when I do this, I am getting sigma square as sigma x square as 2.47 and my standard deviation is under root of that 1.57. So this is an example for frequency related data for how to find a variance and standard deviation. Let us go for a interval data. This is interval 45 to 55. This is the frequency. So for interval, what we do? We do the midpoint as xi. So what is the midpoint of xi 45 to 55 is 50. So I have taken this midpoint. The midpoint is xi and frequency as it is remains 7, 20, 27, 23, 13, 6, 3, 1. So total frequency is 100. So it is not given here. Compute the variance and the standard deviation for the following data of 100 variables. It is not given. But here when I add it, I get total sigma fi is 100. Now since the involved is bigger values, of course there is no bigger here. It is only 0, 0, 0. I can do directly fi x square I can do. Fi x square I can do, but fi is also bigger. So I'm going for ui. How I defined ui? Ui is x minus 90 by 10. Say 90 I have taken in between value, some value a. So x minus 90 by h is 10. So by way of doing this, what I am getting ui minus 4321022. Now it is easy for me to do fi ui square. Fi ui and fi ui square. I made it easy. So what is sigma fi ui is minus 150. So from which you get u bar is equal to minus 150 by 100. Minus 150 by 100, that is minus 1.5. Here you see we are not finding out x bar here. What is x bar? A plus sigma fi ui by n. A is how much? A is 90. So 90 minus 1.5, something 88.5 is the average x bar. But I am not finding here. I am only finding u bar. Limiting myself to u bar. So this is minus 1.5. So what is variance u? Sigma square u is equal to sigma f u square by n minus u bar square. So f u square is 450. So 450 by 100 minus of 1.5 square. So it is always minus. Even if I get plus also it will be minus. Even if minus also because whole square will become positive. So minus into positive is always minus. So I am getting around sigma u square is 2.25. Then we know sigma x square is h square into sigma u square. Variance of x is equal to h square into variance of u. So 10 square into 2.25 is 225. When you do standard deviation, it is around 15. It is around 15. We can see here. Xi is varying from 50 to 120. 50 to 120 against an average of around 85. See here we are getting 90 minus 1.5. This 88.5 is its average of the data, including frequencies. So this is a variation of around 15, standard deviation of around 15. So in the center, the points are varied by 15 number. This is how we do for, so we convert to u and you do everything u, and h square into sigma u square is equal to variation of sigma x square. This is only formula we have to remember. Okay, we will see another example. Find the variance and SD of the following distribution, which gives distribution of 200 plants. You have got sigma fi. So if I add all this, I'll get 200. And this is the range. So when the range, I have to take midpoint. 14 to 18 means 16 is the midpoint. 21 like this. Here what I am taking UA is xi minus 31 by 5. See, I am taking 31 as center point. Xi minus 31 by 5. So I would say what is that UA I got in 3 to 1. So it is easy to count me Fi UA and Fi UI square. The calculations are easy. So once I do Fi UA, I'm getting 0. That means U bar is 0. Minus and plus gets cancelled out. So I get 0, sum. This is the sum. Minus 15, 15 gets out. Minus 44 plus 44 cancel out. Minus 36 plus 36 cancel out. It is 0. So what my sigma u square is? Sigma fi u square by n minus u bar square. U bar square is 0. So I get 330 by 200. That is 1.65 sigma u square. So now I want sigma x square. Sigma x square is equal to h square into sigma u square. So 25, because by 5 is h here. So for 25 into this 41. The variation is standard deviation variation is 6.4. 6.4. If you see earlier problem, standard variation is around 15. More variation. Here variation is 6.4. You can see the data also. Data is varying from 16 to 40. 16 to 40. If you see the range, around 30. Around 30. What was the range earlier? Range 120 to 50. Range was around 70. So that is why the standard deviation variation is 15 more. Here range was less, so it is less 6. So standard deviation is root of variance. Variance is h square into sigma u square. That is the system. Now we will just go for a comparison to show you a comparison. Let us see. Let us see, this is an average. I am finding out an average. Fi xi sigma fi xi by n. Sigma fi xi by n is the average. Similarly, sigma fi ua over the a is 22. So here I am getting minus and plus. Here I am getting minus and plus. So unless you square it, I will not be getting actual variation. So that is why in standard deviation, all these things will get squares. So everything will come into plus. Here also same thing. They will come under plus, and we know how much the data is varying from center. Now let us see, this is of course not in the portion, but to understand, suppose if two data are given, we should have knowledge on this. If two data are given, for which one data sigma 1 is the standard deviation, sigma 2 is our second standard deviation, x1 bar, x2 bar, n1, n2. And these two data, when we combine, what is the standard deviation of the entire data? So we find out what standard deviation x bar of the both data together. So n1 into x1 bar plus n2 into x2 bar divided by n1 plus n2 will give me average of both the data together. So when I x1 minus xc, when I do, I'll get variation in average between first setup and common setup. And d2 is x2 minus xc common. So I get this variation. From this, I can find out sigma of combination is n1 into sigma 1. I got sigma 1, sigma 1 square plus d1 square plus n2 into sigma 2 square plus d2 square by n1 plus n2. Why this d1, d2? This is to have correction with respect to average. So from the average how x1 is variating, from the average how x2 is variating, that will also add to my standard deviation. So we can sigma 1 square is deviation from average. This average is from xc. This sigma 1 is from x1. So I have to add this average of d1. This is a variation from common. So this is for average correction. Otherwise, how it will become same like this? n1 into sigma 1 square plus n2 into sigma 2 square by n1 plus n2. But since x common and x bar are different, so I am adding their corrections. So this is the formula. Let us see some example. The means of two samples of size of 10 and 20 are 24, 25. x1 bar, x2 bar are given. Standard deviation is 6 and 11. So obtain the standard deviation of sample size of 30. When we mix these two, I got a sample size of 30 by combining the two samples. So this is one sample of, we have tested one medical here, medicine. We have 20 samples we have tested and we want to combine the data. So we know x average is n1 into x1 plus n2 into x2 by sigma n. So 10 into 24 plus 20 into 45 divided by 30. So around 38. So now what is D1? D1 is 24 minus 38 minus 14. What is D2? It is 45 minus 38, 7. It does not matter minus or plus because it's coming to square here. Once we do square, minus also will become plus. So how much it is varying from the center only we are observing. So what is sigma combined? n1 into sigma 1 square plus d1 square plus n2 into sigma 2 square plus d square plus sigma n under root. So that is equal to under root 10 into n1 is 10, 10 into 36 is sigma 1 square, sigma 1 is given as 6. 6 are 36. 36 plus 14 40s are 196. Plus n2 20 into 11 square is 121 plus d2 is 7 square by 30. When I simply calculate this, I get 13.81. You see, the standard deviation of both data has increased. This is 6, this is 11, and it has increased to 13.81. This is how we combine two data of standard deviation. Let us see one more. First is coefficient of variation is one more term. We know standard deviation is there, but against average, if we see the percentage, then we know the variation. Variation. If suppose some average is 5,000 and standard deviation is 15, is very small. Average is 10 and standard deviation is 15, is very large deviation. So that is called coefficient of variation. This is required to compare two data and find which is better. Let us say runs scored by two batsmen, Varad and Viraj and Akhilesh, three batsmen. So 50, 52, 51. Mean means average. So x1 bar, x2 bar, x3 bar is given. The standard deviation of their runs are 11, 16 and 5. So who is more consistent player? Who is more consistent player? So we will do this percentage of 11 by 50 into 100. This is the percentage of variation of first player. 16 by 52 into 100 and 5 by 21 into 100. When you see the percentage, then we get their percentage relation is 22 is to 30 is to 23. That means he is maximum varying. It is also varying. So I can say 22 is less variation. So I can assume that Viraj will give me 52 runs with a small variation. So he is the more consistent player. So as CV is less for Varad, he is more consistent. Viraj, and Akhilesh. Varad is having only 22 is the coefficient of variation. So he is more consistent. But we want more marks, more score. Then we have to select this man, third man, because there is not much deviation between these two. 22 and 23, there is 24. There is not much deviation. Whereas 22 and 30, large deviation. But these two also can be taken because he is scoring more marks, 52. This man is scoring, average is 21 only, but high score is 52. This man, center man, is having high score. So we can select for more score, we can select Viraj. But for the coefficient of variation point of view, the more reliable person is the first person because his CV is less. The more CV, the more variation. The less CV, more compact and more reliable. So that is why we compare two data. Suppose I have some medicine from this, some medicine from other, some medicine from other. How to compare which medicine is more consistent? So I will use both average and standard deviation of each medicine and find out coefficient of variation. Okay.